Hello, scholars. So, you all have another quiz on Wednesday, and going over these problems could greatly help you feel very successful on the standards. Um, so make sure you watch the video and take all the notes. However, you will be graded on the question. So after you do the work, after you watch the video, do the work, you have to answer the questions, and I will be grading the questions. Okay? So let's get started. Lena is helping to fill containers with paint. She has 5 6 gallon of paint and wants to pour it evenly into containers that each hold 1/8 gallon. Okay. Part A. How many 1/8 gallons can Lena fill with 5 6 of a gallon of paint? Show your work using division and fractions. So because she has 5 6, that's the total. Right? And since when you want to pour something into things equally, this is the divisor. So remember, the word has helps us understand the total. All right. So our number sentence is going to be 5 6 divided by 1/8. We got to figure out how many groups of 1/8 can total 5 6. Now, when you're dividing, you got to see if you can divide across, right? So five can divide into five can divide by one with a whole number because 5 divided by 1 is 5. However, but 6 divided by 8 will give me a fraction. So you have to multiply by the reciprocal. Now, what does that look like? You keep the total. It's a system like keep total, flip sign, right? So 5 6 times or keep switch flip, sorry, times 8/1 equals 40/6. Um, since they're both even numbers, automatically you know you can simplify. Um, if well, 6, you can either simplify multiple ways. You can so simplify with division or just dividing it by a common factor. The only common factor shared between 20 and 6 is 2, which will give you 20/6. And 6 goes into 20 3 times at 18, and then to 6, which can also be simplified as 3 1/3. So it asks how many 1/8 gallon containers can she fill? So she can fill 3. Okay, let's look at the other part. If she decides only to fill the containers halfway, how many containers can she now fill? So at first it was 1/8. She was filling it 1/8, but she wanted to fill it halfway, so she got divided by 2, which is 1 can't divide by 2. So you gotta 1/8 times 1/2, which is 1/16. That's where this comes from because it's halfway. Now we gotta figure out how many groups of 1/16 goes into 5/8. So 5/8 divided by 1/16. Since 8 can't divide into 16, you have to multiply 5/8 by 16/1. And 16 times 5 is 80. And 80 over 8 can be divided into 10. So she can now fill 10 containers. Okay, so go ahead and answer the question. What is the total in this problem? What word in the text suggests it was the total? And why do you need to multiply by the reciprocal in order to properly solve? Next problem. What is the quotient of 3,625 divided by 25? So you want to go ahead and notate that the first number goes under the house, as we know. After you set it up, then you want to create your multiples. Even though this is a simple one group of 25 is 25. But let's say you were stuck. You could literally just do 25 times 4. 5 times 4 is 20. 4 times 2 is 8 plus 2 is 10. And that's what you will do. See how you create space? 5 group 125, 6 group 150, 7 groups 175, 8 group 200, 9 groups 225. Now, 3 can't open it over 25, so there's an X there. 25 goes into 36 one time. 25 is 25. Hook your line, subtract. That's a 1. That's a 1. After you subtract, you pull down your shade to 112. Now you see 25 goes into 112 4 times. That's 100. And then you got a 1, 2, 25. And 25 goes into 125 5 times. Your answer is 145. That's your answer is A. Why is it important to create a ratio table? Like, why does the ratio table, why is it important? Okay. An item costs $17.45. Tax is $139. Customer pays $50 bill. What is the total? Total change. Okay. Well, since the cost of the item is $17.45, when you have tax, you pretty much have to add the tax onto it because tax is like added to your price. You have to add that with $1.39. And that's 5 plus 9, 14. 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8. Right? 8. So after paying the tax, you have this amount of money, but you're not finished because it's the total change and she paid with a $50 bill. So now the next part is $50 minus $18.84. So what you need to do now is subtract the $50 because this is the cost of the item and you got to subtract that. 10 minus 4 is 6. 9 minus 8 is 1. Make sure your decimal points line up. 9 minus 8 is 1. 4 minus 1 is 3. So $31.16. And that's your answer. Okay. So you want to add, like, why did you add the tax instead of subtracting the tax? And after you added the tax, why did you subtract the total from 50? You have to answer that. I'll hold it. If you need to pause, go ahead and pause, write your notes. Which number is opposite on the number line? So we have a number line. Opposite of -8 is +8. So your answer is A. So what buzzword in the text suggests that the answer is not B? A diver start at the surface of water at 0 feet. I'm going to automatically draw this little thing because it's talking about water and feet, and it's talking about 0, so I'll put 0 here, and dives to -24. Then rises 10 feet. Where's the diver now located? So I would say the answer is B at -14. Because if you're at a low place and you're rising to get to like higher, which is like a lower absolute value to 0. Okay. Make sure you answer the questions. Why is the answer not A? Right? A class recorded the number of books each student read during the month. The numbers are 3, 4, 6, 2, 7, 5, 4, 3, 6. Okay. So students read a certain number of books. I think writing this information down when you're dealing with numbers is good so you can know what these numbers represent. Okay. Which of the following statements is correct based on the data? Select all that apply. Well, first I want to look at the information. The data is numerical. The data is categorical. The mean is greater than the median. The mode is 4. Based on my first read, I know that the data is definitely numerical and it's a select all. So more than one answer. So I know that it's automatically that. I know it can't be categorical because it's not words, it's numbers. All right, now the mean is greater than the median and the mode is 4. So I can also look at the mode. The mode means like the number that I'm going to see the most. But since I'm going to since I'm here, it says the mean is greater than the median, I need to figure this out. So first I want to figure out what's the lowest number in the data set. Okay, the lowest number, so the minimum is 2, the maximum is 7. Okay, so 2, yeah, I'm crossing it out. I have 1, 2. Then the next number is 3, 1, 3, 2, 3. Then the next number is 4, 1, 4, 2, 4, 3 fours. Then the next number is 5, 1, 5. Next number is 6, 2 sixes. Then the last number is 7. I know it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Because of this data set, I can automatically tell the mode. The mode is the most frequent number, and in this case, the mode is 4. So that is true. So it's saying the average is greater than the median. So let me figure out what the median is. That's the middle number. So I'm gonna cross the lowest, cross the highest, cross the lowest, cross the highest. Cross the lowest, cross the highest, cross the lowest, cross the highest. I have two left. So the median is 4. Now I have to add. 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 4 is 7. 4 plus 4 is 8. 5 plus 6 is 11. 6 plus 7 is 13. Okay. 5 plus 7, 12. 8 plus 11 is 19. Plus 13. Um, 30. I think it's 44. 12. Okay, so let's just say this is 20. 12 plus 20 is 32, minus 1 is 31. 31 plus 10 is 41. 42, 43, 44. So it's 44 divided by 10 equals 4.4. So the mean is 4.4. The median is 4, thus the mean is greater than the median, as you can see. So C is correct. B is the only incorrect answer. Answer these. This is really important. Why is it important to read the answer choices and select all problems? Based on process of elimination, why did you automatically cross out answer choice B? What is the first step in determining the median? Why did you also need to add numbers and divide by 10 in order to correctly choose whether the answer choice of C is incorrect? And how did you easily determine whether the answer choice was incorrect or correct? Um, what does the mean tell you about the data set? But as we can see, um, before I read this, I already know mean is average. So like while I'm looking, I can just see like the number that appears the most, that's incorrect because that is mode. You see how like I can write that. The one that falls in the middle, that's the median. The average, that makes sense. And the largest number is just the maximum. So the answer is C. How did I use process elimination to solve this problem? The bar graph below, well, this is not a bar graph, right? But this information would represent a bar graph. So the bar graph shows how many students chose each sport. So I can look at this data and say, okay, uh, these are the sports students chose. Okay. Which sport was the most popular? How many more students chose that? So buzzword is more than the least. So you're finding the difference. Okay. Select one. So it says soccer is 4 more than baseball. So soccer is 6, baseball is 4. That's incorrect because it's 2 more. Do you see how I'm using process of elimination to determine this? Basketball is 8, but it says 6 more than tennis. Tennis is 2. That's 6 more. Since it's only asked me to select one, I can just go ahead and select that answer. But just in case, baseball is 4 and soccer is 6. That's wrong because it's 4 more. Oh wait, no, no, it's two more. Baseball is four, that's two more. And I'm looking and it's saying baseball is four, soccer is six. Oh, it's two less. So that's wrong. Basketball is eight more than tennis. Basketball is eight. Tennis is two. Basketball is wrong because it's six more. Oh, that's it? We're just having fun. But no, I'm joking. All right. So here's what you need to do. You need to make sure you answer all of the buzzword, answer all of the buzzword questions. I mean, answer all of the questions, and you need to solve the quiz in the back, and it's all going to be graded. All right. See y'all later.